It's the Chiefs and Titans Sunday from Arrowhead Stadium for the AFC title. And we're going to mix up the game preview a little bit since we're in the same spot, obviously, here with Yahoo Sports senior NFL writer Terez Paylor. Terez, what's going on, man?
What's going on with you, BJ?
This is easier than this is easier than the FaceTime. All right, let's talk a little football right now, our favorite thing to do. A lot of talk about Derrick Henry. We're going to start right there because everybody was asked about it. Everybody's, how do you tackle this guy? What kind of advantage is it playing against him? When you flip on the tape, because I know if you watch Terez's tape, you haven't watched that, you should. Talk about how they need to tackle him, but what stands out? What do they got to do?
Well, you know, I spend so much time in my little cave, my little office, just watching tape. So all year I've watched kind of the maturation of Tennessee's run scheme. Yeah. It's impressive. Like I want people to understand that this is arguably the most impressive run scheme / run blocking combo that I've seen all year. So, like, there's a reason he has already gained more yards in the playoffs than all but one running back over the last 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. The only other back was Eddie George, who Coach Reed just mentioned, right? So it's going to come down to being gap sound. It's going to come down to getting early penetration because he's 6'3", 250. He's the size of a defensive end. He's as big as Frank Clark. So it's going to come down to not letting him get ahead of steam, DJ. So you got to get early penetration, maybe some run blitzes, in my opinion. And you really got to win in the short yardage situations, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, even 3rd and 5, they'll run on that. And then, in my opinion, you have to make Ryan Tannehill make more than a few throws to beat you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up their offensive line because that's probably a group that's not getting enough credit with Taylor Lewan and Jack Conklin.
Big Jack.
And you look at Pro Football Focus, and those are the top 2 graded tackles in the league. In that outside zone, those guys are 3-4 yards down the field, those defensive ends. And we were joking about this earlier, that this is why you get a grown man like Terrell Suggs in this game because he's not a guy who's going to get punked in the line of scrimmage. He's going to fight and claw and try to not give up that ground because you do need some kind of penetration or something just to hesitate, a little hezzy with his feet, stutter step, something so he doesn't get that head of steam going downhill.
And I think that's a really great point that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. Like, this could be a Suggs game, right? Because you turned on the tape from Arizona from earlier the year. Of course, you claimed him on waivers. Grown man strength is there for him. So he's not going to get bullied by Big Jack and Taylor Lewan, 2 Michigan guys, by the way.
There you go.
But it's not just the tackles either. They're dangerous because their guards are good at combo blocking and passing off the next guy, working at the next level. Roger Saffold's still really good. So that's 3 really good, borderline elite. Can we just say they're elite linemen?
What they're doing.
Right. So my point is, you got to meet the physical challenge up front. Your interior linemen have to do it. Your edge rushers have to do it. And I think the way that Brett Veach and the way that the Chiefs have redone the defense this year with Steve Spagnuolo, it's going to play itself well to being able to at least be able to handle this because they're physical up front. All of their linemen have a level of physicality to them and play strength, which is a difference from last year. So I think this matters, and I think it's an opportunity for them. There's definitely the chance for them to match this physicality.
Yeah, I think you talk about teams taking on the identity of their head coach and the physical play up front. Mike Vrabel, it's exactly what he's about. And the 2 numbers that jump out before we move on from Derrick Henry, 4.18 yards per rush after contact this season, which is like a half yard better than anyone else in the league. And even more than that, that's better than 12 NFL teams had before or after contact combined. This guy's making plays, and then 39% of his runs are between the 2 A gaps. There's not a lot. They'll go outside zone. They'll do different things, but this is different than what everybody has been telling us that the NFL was changing the spread offense, spread them out. It's old school downhill football, and it sets up the play action pass. And when you look at the numbers, they don't throw a whole lot, averaging 13.5 yards per attempt on play action passing, which what kind of stress does that put on Tyrann Mathieu, Kendall Fuller, those guys in the back end that have to commit to the run, but then you're setting up those big play action passes down the field with a guy like A.J. Brown.
And the reason it's worked is because A.J. Brown's really good, right? He's a very Anquan Boldeny, right? I think he's really good.
That's good.
Yeah. I get paid for this now. I get paid for this, people. No, but I'm serious. He's Anquan Boldeny. But it's amazing to me that you're right. Great point about how this is going against the way things have been in the NFL recently. We think it's a pass league. No. The Ravens were run dominant. The 49ers run dominant. Vikings run dominant. Packers run dominant. A lot of the league's best teams this year have been run dominant.
Yeah.
It has come back. The zone run. And guess what? A lot of those teams, their foundation is the outside zone. And you mentioned that the 2 A gaps, that's where Henry runs. They're running outside zone, and he is marvelous at cutting it right up, taking advantage of your pursuit, and cutting it right up between the gaps. So it's going to be interesting to see. Again, I think it's really important that they force Tannehill to make a few throws. Like the last game, he completed 7 passes.
Right.
That can't happen.
Yeah, we talk about all these matchups and everything, but at the end of the day, you look up turnovers, third down, conversions, and red zone. If you win those areas, you're going to win the football game.
Right.
I remember a few years ago, we looked it up, and it was like 95% of the time that you win those 3 things, you're going to win the football game, unless something strange happens. Terez, who is the one player for the Chiefs who may not be getting talked about enough right now, but is going to be the key to this game?
I'm going to tell you this. I'm confident that the Titans are going to do a lot of things to try to take away Tyreek Hill. And after what Kelsey just did, they have a good enough defense to be able to mitigate another option on their offense somewhat. It'll probably be Kelsey.
Yeah.
It's going to be these secondary playmakers. Let's see Damian Williams continue to play really well. Mecole Hardman, it could be somebody like that.
Every time the last 2 games at home that they needed a spark, Mecole Hardman's been the one who did it. Saw it in Week 17 against the Chargers. He had the 30-yard catch that got the offense going. Had the return, and then last week we saw the 58-yard return that really got things going.
Hardman has the potential to be the Torrey Holt to Tyreek Hill's Isaac Bruce. That's in play for these guys. And if he does become that, good luck, because you're not going to be able to stop Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Mecole Hardman. So I think it's going to be one of these secondary playmakers that has to make plays. In the pass game, too, obviously Damian Williams, who's looking really good, really killing people in pass blocking. It's going to be important for these other guys to step up and make plays when they have a chance in one-on-one coverage.
A loaded question. It's $1 million question that everyone's going to try to get the answer to before Sunday, and they're not going to get that answer before Sunday. Chris Jones, just how important is his impact or his availability in this game for the Chiefs?
I mean, I really, really like it if the Chiefs can get an early lead, and now you make Tannehill have to throw. I'd really like that, because I think that he's just so difficult to block in the pass game. He's just so long. I mean, he's long as Monday. In his arms and his swim move, he's been doing it for 4 years, and just teams can't stop it. So especially if he can be available in the pass game, if the Chiefs can take the early lead and get these guys in 3rd and long or even 2nd and long, they can't handle. Teams generally can't handle both him and Frank Clark.
Right.
You can't handle that. So he definitely has a big role in this thing. If he can get cleared to play, and it's all hands on deck. Right? The whole league is rooting for Andy Reid to get to a Super Bowl.
That's the other side of this. It's interesting to see if the Chiefs do get this win. Is how does the sentiment towards Andy Reid going to this game with his coaching tree? Every reason that everyone loves him. You've been around the league. You've been to those meetings. And hear the way that people talk about it, they love him.
Yeah, and he helps people. If you are willing to listen, Andy will give you advice, and he's been doing it so long. He's kind of got, along with Belichick, Sean Payton, he's kind of got that Godfather title. You do it long enough in this league, these other coaches who know how perilous the journey is as a top coach, respect it.
He's got consigliaries all over the country. Now, before we let you go, the deal. What's your score prediction for Sunday?
I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I think they're at home. I think the last win, where they came back from 24-0 down, is going to give the fan base a lot of belief that even if things go poorly early, and I'm not saying they will, I'm just saying worst case scenario, this team won't stop trying. We know they have guts, the heart of a champion, and I think the fan base will continue to believe they can win too. So I think that creates a positive energy, and I think that this team is really motivated to show that, hey, everyone's talking about 22 and white. We got a lot of players that may not be getting a whole lot of love right now. We know what the challenge is. Let's meet it, and let's get to the Super Bowl. Let's be legends.
Absolutely. Love it. Now, the one everybody loves, 15. The guy that I'm excited for is 32. I think that guy, we just got to make sure he doesn't lose his mind before the game, especially seeing him down there watching LSU win a national title. And I asked about it earlier. He said everybody was telling him, he was hearing it from everybody. Now it's your turn. Now you got to go earn it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Again, Sunday, 2:05 Central Time kickoff. It is the Chiefs and Titans. Winner to the Super Bowl, winner gets the Lamar Hunt Trophy. It's time to bring it back here to Kansas City.